Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries. All of this massive inflation may actually be a good thing for you and your monthly benefit. I have all the details, what you need to know, and what they may not be telling us right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, before we get too far into this video, I just want to make it very clear so that we're all on the same page. All of this massive inflation that we're currently dealing with right now is not a good thing for virtually anybody. However, there may be a little bit of a silver lining for the roughly 70 plus million beneficiaries that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which is what I want to talk about right here in this video, as well as I do want to talk about the timing behind all of this massive inflation, and based on the current reports and what we're seeing as of right now, the timing might be perfect for the 70 plus million beneficiaries of all those benefits I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So let's get into it and discuss all of these moving parts as well as what they may not be telling us. So let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video so you don't miss any videos going forward during this very busy time, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to continue to be here right by your side each and every day, doing all the research, breaking it all down into these short videos, and helping you grab as much money, benefits, programs, checks, stimulus, raises, and keep informed with anything going on in regards to your benefit, as well as all of these pieces of legislation that are currently floating around to change all of these very important programs that send out these monthly benefits for millions and millions of people. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please remember, I am here for you. I am right by your side every single day. That's my commitment, and that is my dedication to you and the community, so I'm sticking to it. Thanks again for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below, and let's get right into this. Alright, so we do have a lot of moving parts right here in this video, and a variety of different topics here that I do want to cover in regards to all this massive inflation. So we can currently look at all the situations going on right now and look at everything revolving around this massive inflation and say, this is really bad. Don't get me wrong, this massive inflation that we've been dealing with for a year now, and as of lately, the last 6-8 months or so, that has gotten really, really bad here, is, like I said, not a good thing for virtually anybody. However, I do want to talk through the potential silver lining and, like I said, the timing behind this, because the timing, based on what we've been looking at and all the research as well as the reports and estimates by the analysts, the experts, and things like this, it may be coming out perfectly for the millions of beneficiaries. So the timing on this may actually work out to be in everybody's favor. Yeah, sounds kind of weird, right? Because typically we don't see virtually anything that is timed or even in the favor of fixed income beneficiaries, but it may be coming out perfectly this time. So as we know right now, this inflation is over 8.5%. as of the last report here. That's huge. I mean, seriously, that is unbelievable. It goes all the way back to the 1980s, the early 80s. 1981 was the last time we saw inflation at this rate that we're currently dealing with right now. So over 40 years ago. However, here's what it comes down to. And I think at this point, all of you probably know, especially if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, you know that your annual cost of living adjustment, or the COLA raise, is directly related to the inflation data that comes out each and every month, right? Well, here's the thing. So now all this is going to be correlated right back to the timing on all this. So here's the thing. It all comes down to 3 very, very important months: July, August, and September. These are the 3 months that are very, very important as far as the inflation data that actually pegs the cost of living adjustment for the following year. However, here's what it's looking like as of right now. We are approaching and we are getting into these 3 months where it is very, very important. As a result of that, here we are. We're moving into these 3 months where they're going to start gathering the inflation data to start determining what is it going to be for for the cost of living adjustment going forward in 2023. Well, according to what everybody is saying right now, again, we could be completely off with this, but according to what the analysts and the experts are saying, is that this inflation has not even peaked quite yet. Incredible, right? The inflation that we're currently dealing with, nearly 9%, hasn't even peaked yet. Well, that means that going forward here, according to what they've been saying, is that this could be peaking sometime in late summer, possibly early fall. Check it out. These 3 months that we're looking at, July, August, and September, are encompassing exactly that, right? They're encompassing late summer and then early fall. Wow. So I mean, seriously, maybe the cards are going to fall perfectly, the dice are going to roll right for everybody here, and maybe this inflation will peak out, as in it'll peak out in August or something. If that's the case, it'll still be very high in July, very high in August, and still very high in September. Don't get me wrong. I don't want this inflation. I do not think this inflation is good. It'd be way better if the inflation went back down to 2% or 1% or whatever it happens to be. It'd be way better doing that. We'd all be way ahead of the game. But the fact of the matter is, this is what's really happening right now. There's nothing we can do about it. So you kind of got to deal with what we have right now, right? Unfortunately, this is the card that we've been dealt right now, and we got to play it, right? So we got to play this as effectively as we can. So since this may be peaking out in July, August, or September, and again, they've been saying remarks like this for quite a while now. So will it really peak during these 3 months? Who knows? It could peak in December. It could peak next year. We don't really know that. But this is what they've been saying for quite a while now, is sometime late summer or early fall. If that's the case, we may be timing this thing perfectly to max this inflation out during the 3 critical months where they're going to be pulling those inflation numbers, July, August, and September, and then maybe it'll start to go down maybe the second half of September, maybe in early October, the rest of the year, the fourth quarter, things like this. If that happens, we've timed it perfectly, as in we've captured the peak of the inflation during the 3 most important months, July, August, and September, and then it started going back down. Then they can take these 3 months and the inflation data revolving around them, coming out of those 3 months, July, August, September, and they can calculate the COLA raise based on that. Maybe max this thing out as much as we possibly can. So this is a little bit of a silver lining, as in the inflation isn't good. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. I wish there was a switch right now that I could just flip and be like, hey, check it out. Inflation has gone back down to 2%. That'd be great. Unfortunately, I do not have a switch, I don't have a dial, and I don't have the authority to do anything about this. But rather, I do have the ability to do all the research on this and deliver it to you in these short videos to say, this is one little silver lining. So this could result in a historic raise to the annual cost of living adjustment. We heard quite a few weeks ago that the Social Security actuary came out and was talking about this and said he was even projecting about 8 to 8.3% as far as the COLA. And we have to anticipate the Social Security actuary is probably going to be a little bit conservative. Let's be real. He's probably not going to come out and say, yeah, it's going to be 10%, right? Even if he knew it was going to be 10%, he's probably still going to be a little bit conservative, huh? He's even saying 8 to 8.3%, and this was a number of weeks ago already. So, seriously, pretty good, right? So, this may be a little bit of a silver lining. All right, so now really fast here, let's talk about what they may not be telling us. So, here's the thing. They may not be telling us the full truth on this inflation. According to what I've been reading, and again, everybody has their own opinions, economists, everybody can virtually say everything based on their own assessment and based on their own analysis. But there are some people out there, high-profile people, economists, analysts, people that watch this stuff very closely, and saying inflation is more like double what they are currently projecting. So they've been projecting about 8.5%. Some of these people out there right now are projecting that in real inflation is more like 17 to 20%. So my point is, we might be getting the short end of the stick here. Maybe inflation is really actually, 15, 16, 17, 20%, something like this. And they're reporting that it's 8.6%. But some of these people are saying, no, actually inflation is double what they are actually reporting. If that's the case, then realistically, we should be getting a significantly higher raise on all of these benefits. But again, it all comes down to the official numbers out of the government agencies. It doesn't really matter what economists or analysts say. It doesn't matter about that. Everybody has their own opinion, and unfortunately, they don't use opinions for calculating the monthly CPI, the Consumer Price Index, but rather they use their models and all of their, government, models and things like this. So, but either way, whether inflation actually is double what they're currently projecting and what they're actually estimating, if that's the case, then we'd be looking at a significant raise, like way more, possibly like the biggest raise in the history of the world when it comes to all of these benefits. I mean, we could be looking at 15%. 17%. That'd be incredible, right? But at the same time, well, that's probably what possibly inflation really is right now anyway. Actually, here's what's interesting about it. I've talked about this a few times in previous videos. We've seen inflation numbers on food items, right? like meats, different meats out there, meats, fish, poultry, eggs, things like this. Inflation on these products alone is like 15, 20, 24, 30%. So we do know that for a fact on some items out there, even gas for the vehicles is up 50% just in the last year. And it's up 100% in the last, since January of 2021. So we can see right here that there are many items out there that are up inflation in the teens, right? Versus just the 8.6% rounded that they give us. Anyway, very interesting, right? So at least I guess if we have to look at the whole situation and say, it's pretty bad out there. Yeah, sure is. But I guess if we're looking for a silver lining, this is what it may be. It may actually result in a pretty nice big raise for roughly 70 million plus beneficiaries. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. But it's a tough time. Let's at least be a little bit optimistic about something that may be coming in as the result of this, which could be significantly more money in your pocket as a result of the annual raise. Anyway, as I get more details on this, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it down. I like to dig deep on a lot of these topics here and really see how is this going to impact you as a fixed income beneficiary, and what can I do to help you out during this time. So again, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. I'll continue to be here for you, right by your side every single day. It's my commitment. It's my dedication to you and this community. I want to help you out in any way that I can. Also, feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. There's a lot of good stuff out there, and you can see all of the other topics that I talk about here, a lot of which revolving around money, benefits, checks, raises, reform, legislation, new bills, anything to get more money into your pockets. Stimulus as well. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Anyway, until next time, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there, and we'll get through this. I promise you. I'll be here for you in any way that I can be. Leave your comments, questions, and feedback down below, and I'll catch you again.